I got a homie named Mac. He'll line you up.
Man, look, in the heart of the South Side, 600 was always on that savage timing. But there was one shorty that really stood on business by himself. We talking about the man, the myth, the menace, Makado. But in these trenches, they called him Makadoya. You know the Makadoya. This hitter was Getbackgang by himself, a whole demon that didn't play no games. You see, in 600, the rule was simple. You ain't a real member until you catch a body. And Maki, he wasn't just a member, he was the main shooter. He already had that huge street rep back in 2012, but when he touched the pavement in late 2016, after that jail stint, he went completely insane. After T-Roy died, this factor was on every single hit, spinning blocks like a fan. 12 had him down as a suspect for 6 to 7 murders in 2017 alone. Some people in the sub say he was really 10x plus, catching 7 bodies in just 1 year. He was more active than some of the biggest names you know, even King Von, doing dirty work and getting busy for real.
Shout out my 600s, let me tell you about what Makado. Block got a switch on it so this bitch can't automatic flu.
But every savage run comes to a halt. Mak ended up charged with a double homie and eventually lost his life in a cell at Cook County. To this day, his people claim the county did him dirty and killed him. You locked in with Hood Edition. Today, we diving into the life of one of the deadliest members to ever claim 600 in Oblock. Rest in peace to a real frontline soldier, Makado.
600, man, you know.
600, man. You see what's taking off his shit, man.
Nah, my nigga Mac, you know. My Hitta Mac, man, you know.
See how we coming, man. Every day, this every day shit, man.
For real, man, you know.
Big boys and hoes and shit, man. Big boys and shit, man. Catch up, man.
Government name, Makavelle Sampson. Born January 26, 1997. Straight out the south side of Chicago. On Phonem grave. His story is familiar, but it's still tragic as hell. Mak was a BD roller with them 600 boys. He grew up close with L.A. Capone, King Von, and Lil Durk from a young age. He started out claiming GD, but it didn't take long before he switched it up and started claiming BD. In these early days, it was a blended crew, BDs and GDs moving together.
Off the loud, man. Big thing. Off the loud. Big guys. That's the boys, man. That's the boys. Very shawty, man. Hey, no, man. I'm high as a motherfucker right now, man. Next summer, man, I'll be dread here, shawty, man. Period, man. Period, man. Shout out to all my niggas, man. 600, man.
I'm doing my shit too. GDK crazy.
We GDK to
so they put me
600.
In. Look at my watch.
Shout out to Bank City. We fucking with it.
Hey, yeah, look, y'all, look. When I die, put that 6 in my watch, alright?
Alright, man. Fuck hell, we die 5 over here.
No, we not.
Stop
saying that shit, bro.
I'm die 5.
Mak was raised by his mother in the White Building on 63rd in Michigan. That's Front Street territory. That's where he met the guys who would later become 600. That's where he met D. Rose, who went to a private school just 2 blocks away. Meanwhile, Mak was at Cotter Elementary. It was a rival school, so even as a shorty, he was surrounded by people who would later become his enemies.
63rd and Wabash, that was the Boys and Girls Club. It was we used to call it the Center. It was the Boys and Girls Club on 63rd and Wabash. That was in the hood on Front Street, and that's where we all used to go when we were shorties. Yeah, that's what we used to have. It used to be us and the ops folk, like, you know what I'm saying? It used to be us, and basically who would grow up to be MOB in JaroCity. Duck used to be there, folk. Scrap used to be there, folk. From MOB, Ruger, little brother, folk. He used to be in that hooping with us every day. Duck stayed across the street from them. On Brooklyn, it was like a shelter across the street, and there was one apartment building right next to the shelter, folk. He literally walked right across the street, folk, bro. Like, so we used to be in there hooping with each other and on the computers, checking out Facebooks and MySpaces and tags and shit. You know, we checking all our shit, folks. You know, we hooping, playing the games. You know, with hoes and shit. You know, we was still young as hell. We still we like 12 years old and that with hoes, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like all the bitches that go from every school, used to go there after school, folks. Like it was 3 schools in my hood, folks. It's Dulles, which is behind the Wick, behind Parkway. It's Bessie Ross, which is on Front Street. That's the school we was all going to. And then it was Carter on 58, which was MOB territory. But you know, this before we even doing that like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Scrapton was going to school where they used to come from Carter and go there. You know what I'm saying? To come from Carter and go in that bitch, folks. So we was jamming hard. For I used to be seeing these every day after school. That's why when a lot of shit started kicking off, it was just weird to say. It was crazy for the first, you know, few months when this was really real with our sides. It's like, damn, bro, I would be with this every day last year. You know what I'm saying? That's really up there, bro. Like, you catch him, you supposed to like erase all of those memories of him, folks, and try to do something to him. You know what I'm saying? It was weird as hell getting adjusted to that, folks, because we basically got into it with every to be with. Like, it was like.
You probably know their families.
Yeah, like
their moms.
Bro,
they know your mom.
Bro, I'm telling you, folks, like it was straight up, it was different, folks. You know what I'm saying? It was different, folks. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. That shit was tough, folks. I ain't gonna lie, cause like you said, we know each other parents, folks. Like Mac and Scrap, folks, like they mamas called them sons. Like Mac mama called Scrap her son, folks. This was Mac's best friend, folks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mac was going to Carter with them. He wasn't even going to our school. He was going to Carter with them. You know what I'm saying? So these mamas know each other, like for real. They call each other sons. They approve of their relationship. You know what I'm saying? So like this shit was real the first few months, bro. Like you really, it's like we done that went to school with them too, cause we spent every day after school with them. On phone, we went to school and then all our schools met at the center. So we were just all up there together on phone. We spent about 6, 7, 8 hours in school, and then we go spend another 5 in the center, folks. We getting out of school at like 2:45, folks. Everybody going to the center to like 8 o'clock, 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in there with them half the day we was outside. So when that shit was like that, folks, it was wild. I ain't gonna even lie, it was wild, folks. But you know, as you don't got time to really go through all the phases and shit, you gotta get your head on the swivel quick, cause everybody being told what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, hey, bro, look, you better get in the game, coach. Don't fool them, because these not our friends no more. So when they keep around acting like you want to be distraught about certain shit, you're gonna be dead. Don't fool them. So we had to snap out of that shit quick as hell, folks. Bro, but it was tough.
Mak was one of 600's front figures since the drill era started. He earned his respect by being a jack of all trades in these streets. This man was an expert at stealing cars, specifically peeling columns with a screwdriver. Mak loved cars and had been driving since he was 12 years old, all because of his car theft activities. But that wasn't the only way he got cred. He was stealing iPhones, kicking in doors, robbing people in their homes, and doing drive-bys at a very young age. Pretty quickly, Mak rose in the ranks and became part of the inner circle.
Been in the bed 7 fucking years.
Now this is where it gets crazy. Around 2008 to 2010, Mak was actually dating K.I from STLEBT. Makado and K.I before the beef started in Chicago. They used to date in middle school. Back then, K.I was feminine, a real girly girl before she turned into Butter Jr. Then the war started, and they chose opposite sides. K.I turned into a female assassin, and Mak started assassinating females. Shh, you can't make this stuff up.
Call Shaq, boy, let the back blow these bobber niggas like Osama.
Cray, my young nigga.
K.I, my young killer. A lot of niggas be rapping, but we the ones tote guns, nigga.
BT ass niggas right here, man.
I'm from STL, but I be posted on EDT.
Hey, the real is back, man. You already know free T-ball.
Squad.
Look at these two arguing on Twitter later on. Mak told her, kill yourself before you got a lily crack in your system. And K.I talking about, you know I know you, boy. I'd have my homie Scrap rop you up. Mak hit back with, Scrap gonna get tied up like JoJo. Look at Booker laughing at the picture of Mak and K.I.
Hell no. Hell no. Hey,
The bitch over the Oblock got me crying.
And Tay 600 talking about it. It just goes to show how fast things change in the rack. One day you're dating, the next day you're aiming hardware at each other.
I'm finna show y'all this shit, boy. Motherfucker just mentioned. Oh, here you go. Look at these folk, boy. That's Mac. That's Mac and Kyra, boy. That's Mac and Kyra. That's a fan. He doing all that weird shit, saying all that shit, but y'all see what I'm talking about? On King David, folks. This Mac and Kyra, folks. I'm telling you, folks. Back there, that hit this back was a little loose screw at this time. He probably knelt that little ass to the cross, fucked him up. Mac probably turned that ass to a dyke. He probably fucked up, bogus as hell. She hell no, I ain't even known that. I ain't fucking. I was just girls. Oh yeah. She used to be on that just Mac probably was kissing her, eating ass, all type of shit. Mac was a little wild child on gang day.
Nah, check this out. FBG Butter claimed that Makado and D Rose was his little shorties back in the day. He said he used to bring them both over to JaroCity before the beef got deadly. Can you imagine that? 2 of 6 00's biggest killers kicking it in Jaro territory with the ops.
So you finessing your more lighter, folks. This more lighter for real though, bro. He thought he'd be for that.
These folks out this lighter just ain't finesse.
But that just goes to show how switched up everything got once the body started dropping.
Like, Makado, that was my shorty though. I ain't gonna lie, like, no funny shit shorty. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Makado and Tuka, fella. Like, man, that was my little shorty though. Him, D Rose. Tuka, I used to call them my sons, gang. You know, I graduated from their grammar school, Bessie Ross. I always been where I'm from, gang. You feel me? So, like, but them was my shorties and shit though, you feel me? Where occasionally, like, I'd be over here, but these my homie them though, you feel me? Because I stay on they block, but these my little homies, you feel me? And I was going with Makado cousin, you feel me? Lil Brooke Dior, and her brother Javante, that's my daughter. Her brother Javante, my god brother. But like, so when it comes to that shit, like, damn, it's crazy, gang. It's crazy. It really is though. And you know they Shorty Freeman, them family. That's Shorty Freeman That's Shorty Freeman brother, grandson. That was my little homie, gang. Cause 600 on bro Front Street, them they went with that Oblock shit, so they went with that TayquanWorld shit. The Wick was the Wick, Front Street was the Front Street. Bro, like they all hit their own shit, just like it's STO Jaro. Feel me? We all love each other, but we is who we is, gang. Feel me? No. So Mac, that was my shorty. Him and D Rose, them was my shorties, gang. And Vaughn, that was my
When
son.
you gotta say that was your
really, like,
before?
bro, like outside of all this beef shit before we was getting it on with them, like really getting it on with shorty them, like Makado, D Rose, I used to have them coming in Jaro with me on my dear father, on my homie. Real like they in here with me, they STO Jaro, where we at? They with Butter, until they with me, gang. My dear homie. And can't nobody say nothing different, folks. Nobody. When this shit drop on Kyrie, them like, that's a fact, gang. Butter brought 600 of them over here. I brought Front Street to our block, gang. We always been JaroCity. They always been STO. They always been EBT, gang. Until I started living over there, started bringing them niggas over here with us. You never hear me and my cousin Buku blood. Me and Buku don't do what J-Man them doing. That shit chase. It's my family, brother. It's my family. We ain't chasing no internet for no family clickbait. Cause if you play with them, I'm gonna rap you. No, who you is? Play with my little cousin, your ass gonna get no. Tuka, shorty. If my mama crying, his mama. If his mama crying, my mama crying. My mama crying, his mama crying, nigga.
Now we talking about the real crash out years. CPD had Makado listed for 6 to 7 murders in 2017 alone. Memo 600 confirmed he was 6X, but some people say he was really 10X plus. But look, Mak was already out here back in 2012 during that heated year. He was hanging with the top shooters like C-Day, King Von, and Rondo. It's rumored he caught his first body way back then, or at least he was present on the hits. He was involved in several shootings in 2012. One time he sliding on MOB and shot his homie Beans. Another time Makado was only 15 at the time, while King Von, M-Thang, and L.A. Capone was all a few years older than him. But look, even at that young age, they trusted him to be there on the hits because they already saw him as a certified savage. He wasn't just a tag along, he was a whole demon. We talking about shooting up a school, done by heist right on 300 South King Drive. Stay a shooting right outside the building. And you looking right now at the pic taken that day when the shooting happened. Look at the gear, look at the eyes. They was really out there looking for blood. Von even mentioned it on that track. I shot up Done by High with L.A., M-Thang, and Makado. Look at M-Thang confirming that ish too. It wasn't no rap cap. It was pure street business on October 24, 2012.
I ain't talk for nobody, but you know, bro, now I ain't happen for real. But
okay,
you know,
so that's a true story.
Yeah, it's a true. It's a true story.
He said no.
Ain't happened though.
Now, was you locked up when Von died?
Yeah.
By 2013, 12 caught him and charged him with attempted murder of a police officer during a chase. While he was doing that 3-year stretch, Mak lost L.A. Capone, J-Money, Lil Boo, and Stello. It hit him hard because he couldn't do nothing about it. But during that time, all the 600 and Oblock members showed him major love and support, posting tweets and mentioning him in their songs to keep his name alive.
Free my nigga Makado-Ya, cause my nigga Makado. One visit to the county, I see Makado.
In 2016, Mak got out in late 2016 and came home to pure chaos. He was thirsty for revenge and started sliding instantly. Then T-Roy got kicked by TB from TayquanWorld. That led to the formation of Getbackgang, where Mak played a lead role. In 2017, Makado went completely off the rails. He was the most active member, caught 7 bodies in 1 year alone. Their only goal was revenge on anyone connected to T-Roy, MOB, JaroCity, and STLEBT. Nobody was safe when Mak was on the wheel. The first body to drop for the Getbackgang movement was Lil Ho. Warren Delton, aka Lil Ho from JaroCity. This wasn't just any hit, this was Oblock sending a message for T-Roy. May 14th, 2017, Mother's Day, around 12:13 p.m., witnesses heard the hardware going off in West Woodline. Lil Ho was an OG, 44 years old, and the father of Ray Ray from JaroCity. On phone them, that's tough. Ray Ray was locked up at the time and couldn't even bury his own pops. Lil Ho was also 600 Breezy's uncle. In these streets, family ties get cut real quick when the beef gets cooking. There was 4 shooters total. 2 of them hopped out a red car on 62nd and Eberhard. The first offender, Makado, wearing jeans and a black hoodie. The second was in a full white outfit, Trey 5 and Duke. Makai really stood over him. Lil Ho was found on the sidewalk with multiple wounds to his head. He was pronounced dead at the scene minutes later. But here's the part that really fried him. The same gun used to kill Lil Ho was the same one used to catch MOB Jamo 8 days later. Makado was really out there turning his savage up. Used the same hardware till 12 finally caught him with it. Rest in peace to Pops, but that was just the beginning of the Getbackgang road for T-Roy. May 22nd, 2017, just 8 days after Lil Ho dropped, Makado, Cap 12, and HK was back out there scoring for the Getbackgang. Life in the Rock is really something else. Jamo, aka Jamie Jones, had two little brothers from Front Street, Maine and Stoode. Imagine that. Big brother is MOB, but the little brothers is 600 and Front Street affiliates. In these streets, family ties get cut real quick when the beef gets cooking. This beef goes way back. Back in 2010, D-Thang from 600 almost caught Jamo while he was with his girl, Crystal. Crystal ended up killed that day, and Jamo nearly died with her. He survived that day, but 7 years later, his luck ran out in Inglewood. It was 7:52 p.m. on a Monday night. Jamo was driving west on the 200 block of West 59th Street, right in MOB territory. A gray Honda pulled up with 3 shooters inside. All of them had short dreads or twisted afros. They chased that whip and started letting the hardware sing. 30 shots was heard ringing out from 57th all the way to 59th Street. Makado was the lead shooter with Cap and HK right there with him. Whisper said they hopped out and opened fire while he was stopped at a traffic light. Jamo got hit in the chest, the back, and the arm. He was rushed to Stoode Hospital, but he was pronounced dead before midnight. If Makado catch Lil Ho and Jamo, that means he turned his savage up and caught 2 bodies in just 8 days. No rap cap, he was really out there putting in work. June 28, 2017, a stormy night in Washington Park. This wasn't just a hit, this was a real-life horror story that ended up taking Makado off the board for good. Look, Jeanine Dial, aka WhiteGirl or Nana, she was MOB. But back in the day, she was an Oblock affiliate and Patoon's girl. Word in the trenches is she backdoored Patoon to MOB and EBT. She flipped sides, and in The Rock, that's a death sentence. Oblock had been trying to catch her since 2011. Trey 5 and Bangman already tried to slide on her back then and missed. That's why both got boxed for 10 plus years. But on this night, Mac and Scud from Oblock finally ran into her in traffic. They trailed a SUV in a stolen gray sedan. When she hit a red light at Wabash and Garfield, it was over. Mac and Scud hopped out on foot with the hardware ready. For 15 seconds, it was pure chaos. Mac fired 14 times into the driver's side window. Scud let off 8 more into the passenger side. 2 mothers died right there in that whip. WhiteGirl and her friend Juliet Washington. Juliet was innocent, a mail carrier with kids just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some people say Makado actually got paid to do this hit, a real-life contract. 12 caught him quick. A witness followed their sedan and 12 found the whip 2 minutes later. Mac left his fingerprints all over the driver door. Scud didn't wear a mask because of a skin condition, and he ended up telling on Mac once 12 put the pressure on. Then the bird Trey 5 started chirping too. He gave 12 the text messages of Mac bragging about getting back for Patoon. July 17, 2017, 2:50 p.m. We talking about one of the biggest skulls in the whole Getbackgang era. FBG Brick and his cousin Coby Mac. 12 responded to a shooting in the 6300 block of South St. Lawrence. When they pulled up, it was a bloodbath. They found one man in front of the house with a gunshot wound to the head. That was Stanley Mack, aka Coby. Then they found Jermaine Robinson, FBG Brick, in the back gangway with holes in his back and arm. On Phonem, Brick was a legend from STL EBT. He was 26, a big homie in the trenches. Losing him and Coby on the same day was a devastating blow to the ops.
Trey 5, put that Trey 5 in the wood. Hey. Hey. Hurts my.
Autopsy showed they both died from multiple wounds from that hardware. Now, check the paperwork. And their FOIA listed Makado 600 as the main suspect in this double homie. 12 said the same van used to catch Brick and Coby was the same one used in Poppy's murder. On Phonem, 3 witnesses at the scene identified Makado as the man on the wheel of pulling the trigger. But look, 12 didn't really chase this case too hard. Why? Because Makado got locked up pretty fast for that other double homie with WhiteGirl and Juliet. Since he was already looking at life, they let this one sit. 2 more bodies on the scorecard. If you count them up, Makado was really a one-man army for 600 during that 2017. At the end of the day, the trenches don't got no winners. Really gotta say rest up to FBG Brick and Coby Mac. 2 more lives lost to this cold-hearted game.
Think we can get an update on Brick? You know, there's rumors around the internet.
That ain't no rumor.
About Brick. Oh, we're not no rumor. But
they opened this case back up.
So they did?
Yeah, the cold case people picked it up. And I'm working on that now. I can't wait to, you know, one of the suspects that they were going to charge wound up dying.
So that is true?
Yeah, they were trying to say that Makavelle had something to do with it.
Right.
But I just don't, knowing the circumstances, and honestly, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I just can't see. But anything is possible. You see what I'm saying? Like, police know more than us.
So that day I was with my favorite cousin, Tiffany, okay? And that day was kind of because the 15th was his baby shower for his son. He have 2 daughters already, but this was his first son. And he had went to Vegas, but he only came up here for that little time to have the baby shower. So the baby shower was on the 15th, and that was the last day that I seen him, July 15th. I didn't see him on the 16th, but I talked to him. I didn't see him. So on the 17th, the last thing I saw, he was working out on Snapchat. You know, Snapchat on the glass. And it's so ironic because him and Coby Snapchats were the same. They were both working out on their last Snapchats. Right. So from what I heard, he wasn't gonna come outside that day. He was gonna stay in the house. But he had a friend that came and got him. And so he was saying, okay, you could take me to my OG house. You could take me to my mama house, right? So if he was coming out, he was going to my house. But whoever he got in the car with wound up taking him on 63rd. So he's out there on 63rd, and then my cousin walks up. I think my cousin was trying to sell a moped or something. So they were standing out there, and this block was full of people. And the story that I'm hearing was a car pulled up and asked for Duck. Like, yo, Duck out here? And everybody looking like, who is you? They didn't recognize who was in the car. But Brick knew who was in the car, and he linked in there, and he was like, oh, what's up? And I kind of figured like, well, who was this person that Brick knew? And if they was on from 39, Coby would have knew him as well, because Coby didn't even know who they were, because his words was like, who is you? You know what I'm saying? And after that took place, then that's when, from witnesses and people who have told me that posted him in a car waiting in the back behind where they were standing. And then the car came up the one way, and they instantly shot Coby. And Brick tried to run and jump a gate, and was shot in the back. And he was also, I'm assuming the way his autopsy report was, that as he was running towards the back, somebody was back there waiting on him. So I wasn't aware that he was shot in his face until I went to identify him. So I get the call. I was dropping my cousin off, and one of my daughters, one of my mud daughters, she called me. She say, Sheena, Coby is out here shot. He's not moving. He dead, but somebody say Brick is on the side of the house and he not moving. So I'm like, what? You know, I'm like, what's going on? So I panic and I rush to get there. And when I got there, I saw Coby laid out in the front, but I didn't see Jermaine because he was like in the cut, so the police would let me go back there. And I can just remember trying to break through them polices to get to my son. I didn't want him to feel like he died alone.
September 26, 2017. This was the one they was really waiting on. the big fish, Terry Barry, aka TB from TayquanWorld. On phone them, this wasn't just a hit, this was a message to the whole city. TB was the one who allegedly took T-Roy from us, and HK wasn't letting that slide. Makado and HK headed over the east looking for blood. When they spotted TB, both of them hopped out and started letting that hardware scream. We talking about pure savage timing. 12 and witnesses say they emptied the first clip, then reloaded and keep shooting even more. TB was shot at least 22 times. Mac and HK hit him in the head, the face, and the body. Word in the sub is Mac even hit him with a shotgun to make sure the job was done. TB's whole right side of his face was nearly removed. He passed away at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. The autopsy was gruesome. Gunshot wounds to the ear, the neck, the back, and the abdomen. Multiple fragments all over his face. They really went completely demon mode for T-Roy. The very next day, Mac and HK took a pic together on LA Day, looking like nothing even happened. Rest up to TB, but in the Getbackgang movement, that was the score that felt like justice for Oblock and 600. Makado and HK was really the deadliest duo in the rack that year. After that deadly year, when Makado caught hella bodies and turned the city up, 12 finally caught up with him. Tuesday, January 9th, 2018, 10:30 a.m. at 5101 South Wentworth Avenue. They charged him with that double homie and boxed him in the county. Now, check the reality of the trenches. While he was fighting for his life, Makado said in his final interview that Booker and Dirk was the only people looking after him. Nobody else. Even Smirk said he had his back on that song with Vaughn.
Yeah, shout out to Booker, man. That's it. No Steve. Shout out to Smirk. That's it. Everybody else, yeah, that's my family. Ain't really got nobody else to shout out.
It's crazy. Lil Scud got 26 years for that same case, and Mark was right there fighting it with him. He spent 5 years in Cook County, waiting, hoping, but the end didn't come from a judge. It came from inside his own head.
Division 9 Sergeant Rudnick, badge number 3254, continuing the interview on the 27th of February at 18:53 hours. Sir, state your name and ID number for the camera.
Makavelle Sampson, 2017, 12/21/051.
Would you like to make a statement about today's incident?
No, ma'am. No, sir. No, sir. Okay. No, sir.
It's crazy. Anyway, okay. Just hold on 1 second. I don't know if there's a little Bible or something. I'm just going to leave this out there for now.
Right. Don't take that to the heart, though. I ain't need to.
I know.
Love my man.
I can only imagine. I'm just going to leave this out here. Okay?
You have a good day.
You too. Let me get a chair.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, just have a second.
Today's date is July 6, 2019. Time is 10:11 hours. Sergeant Bozeman 3133 interviewing detainee Sampson Makavelle 2017-122-1051 about an incident on Charlie Girl. You have anything to say about the incident?
No.
You have any injuries?
No.
Need to press any charges?
Hell no.
Need PC?
Hell no.
All right, any type of gang affiliation you want to state?
No.
All right, that ends the interview.
For years, Mark was telling his people he had severe headaches. He was telling the guards, telling the medics, but 12 didn't care. They let him sit there with a brain tumor untreated for 6 years. Some say he was smoking K2 just to numb the pain, but that K2 was laced. September 28, 2023, 11:02 a.m., Makado was found deceased in his cell, 26 years old. The state says it was toxicity from that K2, but the autopsy found that solitary fibrous tumor in his brain. His mother says it was foul play, that 12 let him die slowly. It's a tragedy all the way around. Makado was a youngin' dealt a bad hand, and ultimately the karma and the health catched up with him. Dying in a cell is a cold way to go out. To all the youngins out there watching this, look at the path. From the rise up to the get back, it all ended in a 6x9 cell. Get money, f all that beef shit. There is too much money out here to die young or spend your whole life boxed. Rest up, Makado. The rack will never forget the name. And that's a wrap for episode 3 of our Chicago Street Legends series. If you feeling what we doing for the trenches, slide on that like button right now and drop a comment. Tell me who you want us to cover next for episode 4. If you missed out on the start, go back and watch episode 1 with Lil B and episode 2 with Bruh. Go check them out right now and catch the whole vibe. You locked in with Hood Edition. We out.